What's going on, guys? Zuko back with another Shadowlands video. How are y'all doing? Good to see you. Oh. Listen, this is an absolute... Oh my god, this was so hard to do. This took so much time. I've spent the entire day, my entire life, up until this point trying to do this dungeon. Oh my god, it's felt like it's taken... Honestly, today was rough, okay? But we did it. We actually did it. We got Keystone Hero on the other side. This dungeon was insane. I had like 4 or 5 different dungeon runs this morning. No, like 6 actually. And they all went south at some point. They were going really smoothly, and then somebody made one mistake, and it was over. It was just over. I'm convinced that this is the hardest dungeon to do on Tyrannical Week. I mean, you can argue with me on this. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. What am I trying to do? This is what I want. I think genuinely that this is the hardest on Tyrannical Week. At like a plus 20. At like a plus 20 level. I know there's arguments for like Plaguefall. But the last boss of Plaguefall, you can solve some of those problems by being like a monk or a paladin. Or having a dwarf racial. You can get rid of those diseases. I know Spires of Ascension is just like annoying. Sanguine Depths, I understand, is very difficult on Tyrannical. I get that argument as well. I just think, man, these boss fights on the other side, there's nothing you can do to, like, mitigate them with, like, a cheese, like getting rid of a disease or something. There's no major mechanics that you can get rid of like that. You just have to push through it and win. And it's like, my God, is it ever the hardest thing I've ever done. So, we're back on the Shaman. We're doing Tyrannical Week. We did a plus 20. Let me get into my build, and then we'll jump into the video. I want to run through the entire dungeon and just show you step by step how we got this done, because I think it's actually important. So here's my build. Wish Dr. Wolfbones. We're all about the wolves. I spec'd into single target here because I wanted us to be able to kill the bosses. So we've got Ellie Blast, and I went Storm Flurry, Ellie Assault. I did not go Hot Hands. This was not about doing fire damage. It was just about doing Storm Strike damage, getting the dogs back really, really quickly through lots of storm strikes, and then my regular AoE rotation is just Crash Lightning, Chain Lightning. So I don't have any extra buffs to my AoE, and I have a lot of damage for single target. That was the goal here. Obviously, we have our tier set, and that's it. I'm Necrolord as well, because I want to get the Primordial Wave. So that helps with AoE. You cleave those Lightning Bolts, gives you a ton of haste. Really, really, really good on packs. Here's what I ran. I ran Magma Fist for the times when I should have just went Unruly Winds. Legit, I should have won Unruly Winds. I don't know why I didn't do that. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Magma Fist, Focus Lightning, and we went Tumbling Waves, of course. We did 14.1k overall. Pretty good, guys. Pretty good overall. If you think my damage was crap because of the talent choice and stuff I made, it wasn't. 14.1k overall is actually quite good for Enhancement Shaman, in my opinion. So, that's the build. Let's get into the video. Let's jump into this right away because I want you guys to see what this was like. Time. This has got to be it, right? I was just at my wit's end, dude. Got to be the one, right? I was just, I don't know. I was at my wit's end. It was like, this was really rough. Like, anyway, let's show you the opener. You're gonna run in here. You need to kick this Risen Cultist. The Paladin got it anyway. That's fine. We do not blow Lust on this first pack because we are going to Hakkar. So you can either, in my opinion, you blow Lust here and then you go Night Fae and you spend all of your time getting your trash in Night Fae land until you have enough, and then hopefully Lust will be back up for the Xy'exa fight, or you don't blow Lust here and you go to Hakkar. And this is what we did. So no Lust here. My damage isn't crazy here, but you get your Primordial Wave out. One thing I'm going to talk about later is kicking Dark Locust is actually really, really important. These cultists cast Dark Locust, and it's like, it'll basically prevent your melee from getting into the fight. It's right here. Dark Lotus. Sorry, not Locust. I was like, I'm saying something wrong. Dark Lotus. It puts the purple stuff on the ground. There it is right there. And it really just, like, hampers your melee's ability to get into the fight. I end up doing a really good job later of, like, kicking it and stunning it and sundering it and all that jazz. So, but for now, I'm kind of just trying to do damage. But you can see the damage from the rest of our team is fantastic, which is really good. We get Wo, and then you skip all the way to Hakkar. Okay? Here's the Wo buff. Hakkar. Skip this pack. Go into the Hakkar wing. Skip all this trash till you get to the door. Once you get to the door, it's unskippable. You have to kill these guys to get through the door. So that's fine. You just kill this last trash pack before Hakkar. And it's not actually too hard. One guy almost gets away from me here. Right here. He's just running away, that high priest. He's like, I'm out, dude. I'm like, no, you ain't. Get back here. So we end up killing him, which is good. Otherwise, he would have pulled more. Make sure to purge the guys that come out of these, the spirits that come out of these Deathwalkers. Somebody else was purging them, I think. So I actually missed my first purge there, but purge. Then you can go through, then you do the Hakkar fight, okay? But you do have lust for Hakkar. So this is the whole point of this. Hakkar fight is nasty without lust. I mean, on Tyrannical, it's just so nasty. He lasts forever, man. So I don't even remember what we get here in terms of the relic. We get Wo. That's a mistake. I think that's a mistake. Especially, oh, okay, Burst didn't get off. We're doing good damage, though. Look, right off the hop, we're doing 23k with Lust. I mean, we got a really juicy 4-man Primordial Wave with all the relics up. Make sure you always cheese that on every boss fight. Get 40% haste instead of only 20. Then, of course, the Warlock's going to burn ahead of us here, and that's okay. We're not here to do the highest damage. We're here to do enough damage and then to use our CC and our kit and all that stuff to make sure that we help our team out here. One thing I want to highlight on this fight near the end, I get a really, really good 4-man Primordial Wave right here, I think. Is it back? Will it come up later? Must come up later. Right here. So all the birds come out. Again, you can cheat your Primordial Wave. Get Flame Shocks on all the birds. I've just pressed Primordial Wave, and then you get a huge Lightning Bolt. So now I have 40% haste for the end of this fight instead of only like 10. So really, really good. Now, really interesting moment here. I get the blood debuff, the corrupted blood. I cannot be standing on my tank who's right here. Or that's the warrior, one of the two. And there's puddles on the ground. So I want to get in and do damage. I really want to go do damage, but I can't. And in these kinds of moments, you need to remain disciplined. All the melee guys are here. They're going to do the job. I just start hitting him with ranged attacks from range because I can't get in there. If I go in and spread the disease, it does a ton of damage. If I go in and stand on the puddles, I take a ton of damage, and then we wipe. So I just wait it out. You always need to just be patient with that kind of stuff. I still did 15k overall. It's not a big deal. Just back up there. There was no choice. I had to back up, or I was just going to give the disease. Like, I really wish that I could have got in there, but you can't in those moments, or you'll wipe your team. So you got to be patient about that. Then you have to clear all the trash in the Hakkar wing that you haven't cleared yet, okay? So we're going to do that on Zoomie mode here. Zoom, 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 zoom. Okay, now you're back out here. Really important. This patrol guy was right here a second ago. So I was like, watch the patrol. The paladin's like, yep, no worries. He's going to pull everybody onto the stairs. One thing I need to get used to doing here is I always kick Shadow Core instinctively on the Death Speaker, and I actually need to stop doing that. Instead, I need to start kicking the Dark Lotus on the little guys, as I mentioned before. I think Dark Lotus is a much more impactful spell to be kicking because it stops that guy. It allows your melee to get in and actually do damage. So just a little note there on this pack. You want to kick Dark Lotus instead of anything else, really. Then you're going to go down here. We have the Enraged Spear. This was the patrol that was just there. You're going to use the urn. This is maybe the best usage of the urn I've ever seen in my life. This guy times it so perfectly. Look at this. Here comes Rage. 3, 2, 1. And he hits the urn right after Rage goes off, which is exactly when you want to do it. Like, good timing. That was the most legit timing I've ever seen in my life. Crap. That was bonkers, dude. These guys know what they're doing. Like, he had to time that before the Rage cast even went off. Anyway, just really, really good by him. Then we kill that guy, and then you're going to do a double dino pull. You pull this skelly guy with his little dinos into the other guys. I don't know why I called them dinos. Let's say we're going to call double dino because that's what I already did. I'm setting up my Primordial Wave here. I get 50% haste right here, so we're kind of off to the races. And then, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I don't have a Frost Shock cleaving with Hailstorm, and I don't have Fire Nova for AoE. Instead, I just have Chain Lightning and Crash Lightning. Watch me alternate here between Crash Lightning and Chain Lightning. There's Crash Lightning, Chain Lightning, Crash Lightning, Chain Lightning, Chain Lightning, Crash Lightning, Chain Lightning, Wolves, Crash Lightning. Once again here, it's just like that's how I'm doing AoE because it works. So I'm doing 20k just by basically doing that. So it's very simple. If you don't want to complicate your build and get in with like Hailstorm, Frost Shocks, or the Fire Nova stuff, even though the Fire Nova stuff's actually quite easy and probably does more damage. It definitely does more damage, but this is a very simple way to do good AoE. So let's move into the Manastorm Wing. This wing sucks. This wing sucks. So you have a choice. You can skip this drill, actually, if you want to, and then proceed, but we decide not to. So let's Zoomies past the drill. Boom, boom, boom. Then you're going to pull all this stuff here. We pull ARF and the headless client, all the other headless clients, and then you need to get Wo. Get the Wo relic. Very important here. I target it right away, and I just kind of start single targeting it down. And boom, we get the Wo Automata spawn. Very good. Use your CC here. When these guys do their spin-up move, it does a ton of damage. So you have to be really, really careful. I want to do a huge shout-out to this warrior. He was a Night Fae warrior. Every time he put down his, like, huge Night Fae area damage ability, I forget what it's called now, but the huge AoE damage that he does, it continuously knocks enemies over, and it continuously stops them from casting spells. And, like, that was a massive deal in this dungeon, let me tell you. Anyway, get Wo and skip all this. When you run over here, use your engineering on this totem pole here, so that because you can still die to slimes. Like, you'll get one shot by slimes. So use the engineering, skip all this stuff, be careful right here. Be very, very careful. It's hard. Skip to this boss fight. This boss fight is so hard on a 20 or higher. In my opinion, I think you should lust on Millhouse, not on Maleficent. Because is out when Millhouse is out right off the bat. Millhouse spawns those crystals, which you have to block, which changes your positioning. And then he's going to target two people with the laser beam that Maleficent's casting, which is another positioning problem. So, like, it's very frustrating in this phase. You need to get through this phase as quickly as humanly possible. I am all for using Lust in this phase versus using it on Maleficent. I think it's actually a mistake on, like, this high of a key. Because there's so much going on. Look at the damage. There's two laser beams coming in. It's pulsing. I understand that some people would say, well, if there's so many mechanics, then you should wait until Maleficent comes down. It's like, I agree, except that most people can still do a decent amount of damage in this section of the fight while doing the mechanics. So you just need to get through this section of the fight quicker. It is so frustrating being in the Millhouse part of this fight. Finally, the relic goes down, and we're kind of stabilizing, but my god, is this ever a nightmare. I think they missed this laser beam. Oh, they hit him there. Wow, that was lucky. We got lucky there. We got lucky there. Yeah, that laser beam should not have hit him. Look at this. Look at this. Look at where they're standing. There's a guy here, and there's a guy here. This laser beam's not going to hit him. Bam, bam, bam. We got very lucky that the hitbox on the laser beam is wide. Anyway, this is my vote. I want to hear what you guys think about the Manastorms fight. There. Do you think that you should lust on Millhouse or Maleficent? Let me know in the comments down below. Anyway, we do manage to get through this. I think this is the second hardest boss fight in this entire dungeon. It's really hard, but it's not as hard as the next boss fight coming up. I'll get to that in a minute. So we do end up killing them. Let me just zoom past this because I want to show you exactly what we do on our route. You're going to run out. Of course, all the trash is dead. The crystal totems that he's to deal with. Then you're going to go to the right, and you have the next mini-boss guy. I don't have an urn for this, so make sure you use your cap totem and your sundering appropriately. I'm an absolute idiot, and I use my sundering right there when I needed to wait because it'll interrupt these mask guys. So Paladin does a great job right there interrupting them. I pop my defensive so that I can live here. Anyway, we do get through it. That's okay. Up the hill. Last big trash pull here on the outside. Pull it to the urn. This is what I was talking about with Dark Lotus. These guys get hit by the urn, which is really good. The, I think it's the Druid who was an absolute Chad on the urns. Once these guys come out of their stealth, once they come out of their stun, I can't talk. Kick Dark Lotus. Sundering on Dark Lotus. Cap Totem on Dark Lotus. Because, here's one. I kick one of them right there. The other one does get interrupted. One of them gets off, though. Then it's coming up here. I drop Cap Totem here, and I interrupt a couple of Dark Lotuses. There's one right there. Boom, I interrupt that one right there. It just helps your melee stay in the fight. And in this case, you can see our melee is just the warrior. I'm not really doing anything. I'm here to support these guys. Make sure that this warrior can do his damage. Make sure that he is able to get his damage off. That's super important that you do that. Okay. Night Phase Zone, nothing to talk about here because this is pretty simple. We've all done this a million times. This is the rest of your trash percentage before you get to the boss. So we're just going to zoomies through this. This fight is so... Okay, Xy'exa. I think this is the hardest boss fight in the entire dungeon. By far. I actually don't even think it's close. This is very, very hard to do. And I completely screw it up by forgetting to press lust. I totally forget to lust this fight. Anyway, it's fine. Everything's fine, guys. This is a really, really hard fight. As I was alluding to earlier on the Plaguefall, the final boss of Plaguefall, where you can do stuff like you can cleanse the disease that's on you, which is like the bulk of the damage that comes out from that fight. The unavoidable damage, sorry. So, like, it's really important that you have people on the Plaguefall who can cure disease. On this fight, there is no curing what's going on here. Yes, people like rogues can cloak. I end up dying here. Somebody took my portal. I thought this was... This happened to me all day today. All freaking day, this happened to me on this boss fight. I thought it was going to happen again. I was very scared in this moment. I was like, oh my god, it's the exact same thing. But the guy apologized. So obviously he knows what he did, which is great. And that's okay. We recover, and everybody does really, really good job on the rest of the portals. But my point on this fight is simply to say that the damage that comes out from this fight is kind of like you just have to mitigate it and heal it and DPS the boss down. That's all you can do. There's no way to, like, cheese this. At least with the comp we have here. So, very, very difficult boss fight. It's just, again, one really cool thing about Enhancement Shaman is that we have Feral Lunge. You will never take fall damage on this fight if you do it correctly. So I'm going to jump up and I'm going to Feral Lunge back just like that. So you should never really take that extra fall damage, which is enormous. Any amount of damage on this fight that you can mitigate, you absolutely should. So we do end up getting her down. It's a very frustrating, long-winded fight, but we do...
This tank is insane.
Get her down. The tank did a really, really good job. I almost die here. I have 17 stacks of the lightning. It goes up to 20 stacks by the end. You can see I'm just dying to the damage over time because I have 20 stacks of the debuff on me.
Oh, man. I had 20 stacks.
100% increase
of arcane vulnerability.
Damage taken. Like,
oh,
I was just getting chunked by the end.
Only...
Okay. Then we have to get the rest of our percentage. Blah, blah, blah. Nobody cares. Zoomies. Zoomies to the last fight. Okay. The final freaking showdown. Now, we actually have Lust, which, of course, I planned all along. I planned that. It was all part of the plan, guys, to have Lust on Mueh'zala of all friggin' fights. It was not the plan. I will take full responsibility for that. It was not my fault. Wink, wink. Okay. So this fight, obviously... very devastating for the tank. The tank gets absolutely blasted in this fight. He gets crushed by this guy. So, then you have to watch the circles on the floor. There's so much crap to look at. I was just like, you know what? I hate Get this guy out of my life. I don't ever want to see him again, so let's kill him right away. Let's get him down. I'm kind of worried about how to use Primordial Wave, because I'm not sure if I'm going to get a reset. I think at this point in the fight, I just hold my Primordial Wave thinking... I need it for when we get to the ad phase, so I can't spend it now. Because if I don't get the cooldown on it, then I'm screwed. So I had to run through that puddle there. I have to get it in melee.
You've ever seen.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, now it's time. It's time to go. Press Lust. On the way, everybody gets Lust. Go to our spot. Okay. This is it, baby. I spawn Rocky, I spawn the Wolves, I Primordial Wave, we do an LE Blast, we do a Lightning Bolt, we're doing lots of damage. It's pretty good. So, we do end up actually doing just fine on this. We have our defensive as well. I just pop it in case I was about to get clipped by one of those purple circles there, because you just never freaking know, because this dungeon is absolutely cursed on Tyrannical Week, and I hate it. So somebody just finished. I'm finishing mine.
Second.
That's two. So 2 and 3 happen right at the exact same time. The last one's over here, and I'm thinking, oh no, is it gonna get done? Look at our coalescing. We have like 3 seconds left. 1, 2.
Oh, they got it.
I think they got it. So I didn't know if they got it or not.
Maybe they didn't. Maybe they did get it.
He goes, no. So we did get it. So we got
We
all
did get
4.
it.
We one-phased it, which is
Holy
insane on Tyrannical. Very hard to do. Now we just have to get the last bit of percentage, and I realize that it's blocked by my camera now, which is pretty troll. But you can see he's at 24. He's at 16% up here. You have to get him down to like 11, just over 11. So again, this part of the fight is quite easy, except for the tank. It's absolutely wrecked. You just have to watch your circles. Look how many dogs I have out right now. 1, 2, 3, 4 frost dogs, and 1 storm strike dog. Really, really cool. So let's push ahead here. 13%, 12%, 11%. And I'll just wait for the ending here.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I was so
Dude.
relieved.
Oh my gosh.
This took like all day.
Oh, you get 10 rating for the last level.
So I didn't realize this. Like, I just did a plus 19 DOS today as well. And I timed it. And I only got plus 2 rating for that. And then I did a plus 10. So 1 level higher. Plus 20, sorry. 1 level higher on DOS. And I got 10 rating. Which I was kind of confused about. But whatever. I guess that's just the way it goes. I don't understand how ratings go. We did it, guys. Let's look at our damage. Our damage was actually great. Our lightning bolt's going to be the highest because of primordial wave cleaving. Right? We always know that. You always get about double the number of lightning bolts that you actually cast over the course of the dungeon. Storm Strike was huge because we took our talents that were all buffing Storm Strike. Storm Flurry, Ellie Assault. Frost Shock, our Flame Shock is still up there because we're spreading it around. Really, really good stuff. And that's it, guys. That is the entire freaking dungeon. We did it. A plus 20 DOS, and we got our Keystone Hero for the other side. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below about this dungeon. It was really epic. I'm so relieved to be done this dungeon because, like, I might have to do it next week, I guess, on Fortified. No, we have 301. I'm never going back to this dungeon ever again. I don't ever want to see DOS for the rest of my days, okay? This dungeon sucks. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Drop a like on this video if you liked it, and subscribe, of course, if you haven't yet already. If you want to support the future of me failing to do DOSes on this channel, please check out the Patreon. I would really appreciate it. You can go and support there on a monthly basis. Until the next one, guys, I love you, and I'll see you later.